Maat's the Pink Diamond champion. Aston Velvet's the distance champ. Ben Chester leads, racing clear, and Ben Chester will win the veterans. But Blends will win again. The race we've been looking forward to all night, all week in fact. This is the final of the Pink Diamond.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Green Light On podcast, a very special bonus edition as we count down to the Pink Diamond finals at Warragul next Friday night. It is a massive episode as well. We are going to get the exclusive rights to all of the box draws to be conducted right here by the stewards for the Pink Diamond finals. So looking forward to that, the exclusive rights. We're going to pull them apart, try and find some winners, but try and find out where these dogs are going to draw. That is going to be what we're here to do. It's going to be extraordinary. I can't wait. Nathan Rooney's here to join me to have a chat. Nath, how are you, mate? What's news?
No, well, this is a great series. Box draw is going to be the key to nearly every one of these heats, James, and I'm excited to be here in studio and break it down with you and Mitch here tonight.
I feel like we're really making it as a podcast, not because it's just me and you, Nath, because we always do the bush meets on this podcast. We've also got Mitch Ebeyer, and we're in the Sportsbet studios filming, mate. This is pretty exciting for the podcast.
It is. It doesn't get much better than this, boys. Some of the best dogs going around. Great series. You two on board and, pick it all apart.
You are right, mate. It's a great series. I love the Pink Diamond. What do you love about the Pink Diamond? This is the third running, Nathan. I feel like it's really starting to cement its place in the calendar.
Oh, it's a magnificent series. It's great for breeders, owners and trainers, but I just like how the 275 dogs and the 300 ranking Tier 3 dogs are running for 25,000. They're going to get a backyard dog with a group listed win next to his name, where last week they're looking at, they go Ballarat on a Monday night or they go Warragul on a Thursday. Well, guess what? They're going to the $25,000 Pink Diamond on a Friday night under the spotlight with the big trainers and the big name dogs. So, no, that's what I really like about this series.
The thing I like as well, boys, is greyhound racing here in Victoria, I think, is the best racing in the world. I think we set the benchmark for the way racing is produced and the quality of racing here in Victoria. But what I love about the Pink Diamond, it is about supporting our local heroes, our greyhounds that are bred, produced, reared in Victoria and raced in Victoria.
Yeah, breeding's a tough gig.
Mitchy.
And sometimes, without the dogs, we don't have the racing, as we all know. But this series with all different distances, catering for all different dogs, and get to showcase some of Victoria's best. But as breeders, I think that's a little special series that you really want to try and have a greyhound in for good money.
100%. I love the series. What I also love is run of the week.
Run of the week.
Well, here we go. Run of the week. Run of the series. I was a little bit lazy, so I didn't put together a stinger that said run of the series, but I've given you the option, Nathan Rooney, as a form expert. We see you at RSN 927 now, tipping winners left, right and centre. So I reckon this is going to be a segment that you absolutely smash. Run of the week. And what have you got for me?
I got untapped on Thursday night. I thought her run was fantastic. As we can see here from box 4, James, she copped plenty of interference from inside and outside.
She's gone here.
Yeah, well, for a front-running stayer, that's not where you want her to be if you took the odds on untapped in this event. But you see, she just peels to the middle of the track, James, and just a genuine chaser that just keeps winding up through her gears here and gets a clear, unimpeded run after getting the wind knock so-called out of her sails initially. And she's just too strong for them late. Now, she's 4 and a bit years of age, James.
She's ancient now and she's still producing runs like this.
Yeah, they're talking about a fairy tale finish in the Sandown Cup. Well, I tell you what, she's in a $75,000 Pink Diamond champion distance. That could be the fairy tale ending for her.
It could be. What did you make of the run?
Massive.
She's just a war horse though, isn't she? And she's one of those greyhounds that we saw from the Sandown National Draft from a few years ago. So she's got hundreds of owners and they've just been taken on one hell of a ride.
Oh, it's been a scary journey they've been on. I remember down at Sale, she ran an absolute belter down there. She goes well at Sandown. She goes well everywhere she goes, but the key to her racing is the early speed.
That's right.
Didn't even have a chance to show early speed here and still won. So if she can step, it's going to be a great final. It's a race of the night. I think Nathan is in agreement with me there.
I can't wait to see the draw. I think the draw, that's why we're here for the podcast, to try and work out this draw. But my run of the week, look, I've gone a little bit outside of the square, outside of the circle, whatever you want to call it. I've gone with Renegade Cochise. Now, this greyhound was beaten last night at Warragul, box number 6. 6, misses the kick, and look at the turn of pace once he gets going. Now he collects the leader, clips over heels, loses momentum, and he eventually finds the front. But I feel, boys, at this point, he's just worked too hard. He runs out of puff and he gets ran down. But the week prior to this, he went 8.18 to the first section at Warragul, and that was into a headwind. So I reckon he can go 8.05, 8.10, which is pushing the first split record. If Renegade Cachise does that, he's going to be mighty hard to beat, surely.
Well, you know, in a maiden 400, if you're at high ball and running, you know, 8.10, 8.15 early, we've seen his turn of foot. Even then, you know, he didn't box rise, wasn't quick, but he caught him pretty quick, didn't he? He's got a massive turn of foot. If he gets a clear, unimpeded run,
hard to beat.
It's going to be hard to catch.
Mitchy came in, he's like, rejuvenate's the one. You've got to make rejuvenate. But you've got to think outside the square sometimes.
Of course you do. The thing with, I tell you what, rejuvenate, my phone blew up as soon as he won last night. But there's a really impressive pup Anthony's got, Cochise. And yeah, if you're running early splits like that, you're going to win a lot of races, aren't you?
Were you happy Amron Boy wasn't in the Pink Diamond series this year?
What do you mean? I love watching Amron Boy go there. You remind me of this every time.
I do. I love it. I love it, Mitchy. I love how passionate you are, mate. You're willing to stand by your word. Well, the good news is we're about to kick off the box draws here on the Green Light on Premier Racing Podcast for the first of the Pink Diamonds. It is the maiden short course final, and to do the box draw, we've got two very, very well-known stewards, Max and also Paul Searle, who is the head steward from GRV. Hello to you, boys. You don't have to say anything. Just get straight into the draw because we don't really want to hear from them. We just want to see these draws, don't we, boys? This is the first of a massive night of greyhound racing to take place at Warragul, and we've got the two stewards here about to pull the numbers and the names out. So who draws where? What do you need? Renegade Cachise, where does he have to draw? Here's Halloween up first, and Halloween has drawn box number 8, lads. And I reckon, Mitchy, this was a pretty good run last night. Stuck on really well.
Yeah, it was a good run. I don't know from the draw where it's going to position on that first turn with some speed like Renegade Cachise, which is obviously going to be drawn inside it.
Lottie Rose, drawn box number 4. And Nath, I know that you have pulled apart every single runner through the Pink Diamond. I'd hate to know how many hours you spent in preparation. What do you make of Lottie Rose?
No, she's an honest campaigner. She's placed all 5 to date. She's a 22.80 dog around Warragul and she'll be competitive in the final.
Total Faith has come up with box number 2. Now, I spoke to the Mackies last night down at Warragul, and they reckon this greyhound's a really talented youngster. So box number 2 does appear to be a bit of a chance. Silent Bullet, box number 3 for Team White, training locally at Warragul. I think it's a huge advantage, Mitch, for a local dog to be in a final like this at a track they've done most of their educational work.
Oh, for sure. How many times would have this dog been around Warragul? Would know it like the back of its hand, and in really good hands as well.
Up next, we've got Mapunga Gold from box number, I think that's box number 8. No, box number 6 even. There we go, box number 6. So I was going to say there was going to be 2 dogs jumping from box 8 in the final. That would have been tricky, Nate.
No, Mapunga Gold is an honest campaigner. As soon as Jeff Britton takes one to a Vic Breeders or a Pink Diamond series, you must respect. And
the Mapunga name, just synonymous, and I think it's so good for Barry Smith to have a runner in the final. Aston Bundy, Mitchy, just growling and grunting over there. Box number 1. Tell me about Aston Bundy.
I think this dog has the most potential in this field, and I think there's no doubt about that. Can lose its focus a little bit at times, but I tell you what, if there is a dog that is an up-and-comer, this thing could be anything.
We're going to redraw this one because that's no good. Renegade Cachise has drawn box number 5. Nath, what do you make of that? I don't mind because he's got that much speed. That
slow beginners either side.
Yeah, and he's underneath of Hunter Fred. We're going to find out in just a moment too.
That's a key.
Yeah, Hunter Fred up last. Box number 7, Paul Labella, went 8.21, I think it was, to the first section last week. So he's another fast beginner. Here's the draw. Aston Bundy's come up with box number 1 now. He needs to do a satisfactory trial in order to take his place.
Yep.
So whether or not he does take his place, we'll have to wait and see. Reserves are Granny Rose's Gypsy Lee Rose. So they're a big chance of getting a start if the red is a withdrawal. But on that draw, what do you think, Mitch? Renegade Cachise, Hunter Fred, 5-7, both with speed.
Yeah, I think Renegade Cachise is probably the one that I'll be with off box 5. The slow beginners, Lottie Rose inside, Mapunga Gold drawn outside. They're both very average beginners. If it can cross Aston Bundy on that first turn, because we know the ground's got a lot of ability, I think it'll be off and gone, but it is a real big worry off the red.
If Aston Bundy doesn't run, Renegade Cachise is the best bet of the night.
Oh, really?
See, one draw down and bang.
I give 7 and 8 a good card across to follow him across, and then it's going to be if...
You reckon they'll run him down?
Well, if Hunter Fred can get a tag across, I reckon he's stronger than Renegade Cachise. It's just a matter if he can go with him early.
It's not what I wanted to hear, especially not from the form expert on the panel, but that is okay. We will move on to the maiden sprinter final. We're going to go through them fairly quickly. We've got 12 finals to get through, so we'll tear straight into the maiden sprinter final. This one over the 460 metres. Stewards are working overtime. I don't reckon I've seen the GRV stewarding team work this hard in a very long time. No comment, boys?
No comment.
I'm only kidding. They're hard workers. There's no doubt about that. Let's have a look at the field for the second of our box draws. Warcraft, Phoebe Secret, Mapunga Ollie, Mapunga Smoky, Weblek Wolf, Mapunga Sunset, Lyndall Said No and Kinloch Kansas. There's always Mapungas in a series like this. And up first, we have got Warcraft, drawn box number 8.
Can't draw close to the fence, but he was the quickest heat winner, and he's had a couple of runs at Warragul now. He's peaking for the Bravo Kennel, and he's, to me, the one they got to beat.
He started at the Ballarat Breeders?
Ballarat Vic Breeders.
So they've obviously had an opinion of him.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart animal.
Lyndall Said No. Do they say yes?
The Collinses will be disappointed with the box draw, box 5, but it would have seen Warragul numerous times.
Okay, so box number 5, Lyndall Said No. Up next, we have number 4 for Kinloch Kansas. What do we make of the draw, Kinloch Kansas, for Dave Gill?
Bred in the purple, Kinloch Bray, uphill Jill.
And when you see a Dave Gill,
yeah, got to respect
anyway.
it. Doesn't have a great deal of speed, but will continue to get better with racing.
Started $1.80 on debut as well.
So we've got Warcraft 8, Lyndall Said No 5, Kinloch Kansas 4, and now the pace of Weblek Wolf going into box number 1. I like this dog.
Yeah, he had a lot of speed, 26.20.
And he was sort of shuffled wide on the home corner.
He's got a good turn of foot. He could lead him up off the red and give him something to catch.
You like him?
Yeah, I do. He was pretty bullish about these dogs, was Jeff Britton.
So were the owners. I went to Adelaide recently and they said keep an eye on Weblek Wolf. Mapunga Smoky, the get back run on top. We all love a greyhound who can storm home at the end, but box number 7?
No, well, I remember his run on debut at Warragul. He came from a mile off him and railed the ears off him. Box 7.
You in agreement, Nath?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes when they get back, though, they might let the race unfold and they might be able to get a run, but it is hard from out there.
Mapunga Ollie, box number 6, I think that is. It's a bit hard to see with the lighting, the number 6. It either looks like a 9, looks like an 8, but it is a number 6. So we've got 2 to go. I might have to go to Specsavers. Would I look good with a set of glasses on, you think? Yeah, thank you. Okay, Phoebe Secret, box number 3 for Kev Richards. Box number 3 for...
Yeah, got
a
beautiful run last night. If you'd watched the head-on, they had box 8 and the inside... number 6 just jammed hard to the fence and he got a clean, unimpeded run, but ran some decent time, so he must be respected. I
tell you, I love when he starts talking head on replays. You can just see the glistening in his eyes. Nathan Rooney gets so excited. Mapunga Sunset drawn box number 2. So now we have the full draw. Weblek Wolf with speed in box 1. Mapunga Sunset 2. I love the fact Barry Smith has got 3 of the 8 in this series because I honestly rate Barry as one of the
best breeders,
the benchmarks when it comes to breeding greyhounds here in Victoria.
And has been one of the best for a long, long time. I love the video on GRV's website of at his property, him with the pups, the way he does things, gives you a great insight to how he brings his pups up, and no wonder he gets such good success.
Do you know what I reckon one of the key to his successes are, Barry Smith? The ground down at Warragul. It's nice and soft. I reckon the pups just relish in those conditions.
So for anyone out there that wants to breed a good litter, you've got to buy a place down in the Warragul.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, you think I'd be working real estate for Warragul, wouldn't you? There should be a 10% commission on every household. No, if only. Well, what do we make of that draw? Who do we tip?
I think the bookends are the major players.
I reckon Weblek Wolf.
Yeah, and then Warcraft. So Warcraft will be happy out there, want to work around, but the red's going to show a bit of speed and going to lead for a long way.
From the young to the old.
No, he's not that old.
Let's take a look at the veterans draw now. I love this as well. The veterans, the older dogs getting their chance to shine. It is going to be intriguing. Stewards are rolling the barrels now. What do we make of the veterans? We've got Perfect Colour, Ivy Isabel, Tiger Time is airborne.
Absolutely airborne.
Cassimi, airborne. Probably could just about be in the sprinter, let alone the veteran. And then you've got Hazy Roy, King Kaboom, Gypsy Yankee and Aston Ulysses, who I reckon old Nathan Rooney's a little bit of a fan of, and we might find out a little bit more about him in a moment. Gypsy Yankee up first, drawn box number 5.
He's an honest campaigner, James.
He is.
But this is going to be tough for him off the middle pin draw.
Fair bit of speed.
His first 2 steps are just okay, and then he must
accelerate. Yeah. We're going to do an analyser after this too on one of these runners, Nate, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. King Kaboom, box number 8. He wants to crash the rail, doesn't he?
Wants to get to the fence and is a good beginner, clean beginner. May cause a little bit of trouble from out wide.
Yeah, it's going to make it tricky with him in pink. Gypsy Yankee in 5, and now Paul Searle's given us an upside-down Cassimi in box number 7. She is flying, Cassimi.
She's going good. 2170 running 18s at Shepparton. She's a major player, but she's got to miss the pink, doesn't she now?
Yeah, and she likes to hold a line off the track as well. That's the concern.
So Gypsy Yankee 5, Cassimi 7. Hazy Roy now goes into box number 3 with King Kaboom in box 8. So Hazy Roy, box number 3. Was Hazy Roy...
Out yet, I reckon Nathan's...
Yeah, Aston Ulysses is waiting for. Is Hazy Roy the dog who raced in one of the Pink Diamonds either last year or the year before and put pressure to Shimmer Shine or something like that?
So maybe, yeah. It's a very, very smart animal.
Here we go. Tiger time. Box number 1.
The dog's absolutely airborne at the moment. This really changes it. I think probably goes straight to the front now. But if Ulysses can draw 2, he might well lob on its hammer.
And number 2, Aston Ulysses.
Yeah, drawn perfectly there, James, hadn't he? He's going to get on the back of Tiger Time early, who looks the initial leader off the good draw. Got a few wide runners on his outside, I think, to come, and looks a match race already for mine.
This makes for his analyser too.
It does, doesn't it? All of his Christmases have come at once. Up next, Ivy Isabel. Drawn box number 6, bit of an evergreen sprinter. She just keeps on racing well.
She's been set for this. I hadn't seen her since February until the heats, and she was pretty impressive at Ballarat. She does stay off the track. She's a genuine free-for-all sprinter there, so she can't be discarded.
Get some room as well with Cassimi drawn out wide.
I reckon the Mackies have set a few for this series. Perfect colour, drawn box number 4. Now, he throws a bit of a dagger into the works there, drawn 4, because he does like to use plenty of the track. And like you were saying just a moment ago, Nath, maybe it is a match race with the 1 and 2, not necessarily because they're by far the fastest, which they probably are. It's the draw playing to their advantage. They're going to get room.
They get the perfect draw, yeah. 3's most probably running in that line, if not slightly up. 4's hard up. 6 is up. 7's hanging out there as well. 8 won't get across. And Gypsy Yankee's most probably not too bad there if he can miss that.
Perfect colour.
Perfect colour for that first couple of strides, like you mentioned, Mitchie.
Yeah, I don't think many can run down 1 and 2.
No, I think Red leads.
Who wins it though?
I'm with Ulysses. I reckon Tiger Time will lead. I reckon he'll get that far behind Aston Ulysses, and with that room early that Hazy Roy, perfect colour, will give, I don't think he'll find too much trouble.
Don't give me your tip. I want to find out through the analyser who you like. Let's go to the analyser.
The analyzer.
Lovely stinger, Nate. Take it away, mate. This is you on your home deck, analysing a greyhound that you love. Tell me more.
Yeah, Aston Ulysses is my analyser for the series here, James. As we'll see in the replay when it comes up here, box 4, Aston Ulysses begins okay, shows really good muster, and just cops of interference as he's about to hit top gear here, James.
He's in a good spot there, though, isn't he?
1, 2 and 3 have just got the wall in front of him, and he's a big 36, 37 kilo dog group to be remembered here. He's about to hit his top gear. As we roll the tape forward now, he just gets shuffled back, right back. And you can see Cassimi off and gone. When we stop the tape again, I reckon, what do you reckon, Mitchie? 8 to 10?
Yeah, at least.
8 to 10 behind Cassimi there. Losing all momentum too. She's off and gone, highballing.
Still on the fence though.
Still on the fence is the key, and that's what we're going to look through here when we roll the tape down, the home straight. He drops to the fence here where he wants to be. Plenty of room up the fence. Closes to 4. I reckon it's a pretty good run. They've run 21.70, pretty hot time. I just think in this final, as we identified, there's plenty of wide runners. That fence is available. He's come up with box 2. He's going to drop straight behind Tiger Time. He's going to get a clear unimpeded run. He'll run 22.30 or 40, this dog. If it's quick enough to beat Tiger Time on his last couple of runs, I'm not sure. But he's a major player.
I reckon we might have to just put a pause on the show because Nathan needs to duck outside, grab a hold of a couple of these traders and try and get a bet on Aston Ulysses. You are excited. Well, I love it.
He's clearly the best and most consistent dog. He's been racing in Masters races and free-for-all at Wenny and running as quick as she's a Pelin that on the same nights. 400 doesn't suit him. If it was 460, I would be jumping out of the trees to back him. But you can see there on the head-on, he just wants to drop to the fence. You can see where Cassimi runs, just that mid-track. She's drawn wide. He's had absolutely no luck, and he's just eaten up the ground. I think the 400 at Warragul was going to suit him a hell of a lot better than the 385 at Shepparton. And I just think if he gets a clear crack, he's a very fast animal.
Sliding doors moment, though, isn't it? Because he just qualifies for the final, like literally just got into second placing behind Cassimi. He gets into the final, and now Nathan says he's probably going to win the race. Like, it's amazing how you just need everything to fall into the right place at the right time. And
You
even
do.
though he had that checkered run, he still only just qualified, Mitch.
Yeah, and I think that's obviously a greyhound of his calibre. He's been in these bigger races before, and when you are a railer in nowadays industry, that you can save a lot of ground. He's done that up the fence, but box draws are everything. We know that, and that's why we're so excited about these guys being here today, drawing the numbers, because it's a matter of it's amazing of getting into the race, but then drawing a bad box and the race is done.
It's
He's
funny.
right into it.
You never would have thought Aston Ulysses would potentially be favourite in a 400 metre feature race worth 25,000, but that is quite possibly going to be the case. We'll find out a little bit later on. Let's move on now to the Princess Final, as the name would suggest, for the girls, racing over the 460 metres. What do we make of the Princess so far through the heats?
Very good. There's one girl that I'm really, really keen to follow going through this series, and then out the other end is Crashed. I think if she can draw an inside draw here, she's a major, major player.
I agree. Very smart.
Box draw reliant, I think, as well.
I wondered where Nath was going then when he said there's one girl he really, really likes. I was thinking, what about the better half at home, Nath? He says no more. Flying ability up first. It is lucky number 6 for flying ability. Maybe not the greatest of draws, Mitch. You
I don't think
okay?
I don't think it's a bad draw. It holds a line off the track. I don't think it probably would have wanted any wider, but it might have a couple of grains. If you can get something inside that rails, it's going to be right in it.
Let's have a look. 5, Rolling in it. A greyhound who, when she gets it right, can really get it right.
Yeah, it was pretty good at Shepparton too. 25-34 being runner-up. Just couldn't quite get across early. So there's one of them dogs, Mitchie, that will work down for flying ability to get a clear unimpeded run.
Yep.
It's so important, boys, what draws around each runner, isn't it? Not necessarily where they draw, but what's around them.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to analysing a race. That it's not you in the race, it's what is
How the race is
next
gonna play
year and
out.
the way it's going to map.
Yeah, I agree. Mapunga Roz, box number 1. Strong type.
Yeah, strong.
Plenty of strength.
Yep. Would need that red though, I think, to be competitive against a few of these. But you're never going to knock back the red over 460 in a final like this.
You will not. Rico Barty, drawn box number 8. What do you make of Rico Barty's chances? Trained by the Brennan boys. We've got a few of these Ricos for Jared Fry, gun jockey, who's having a pretty good 12 months.
Can't cross the 6. I wouldn't have thought flying ability is
she
just too
doesn't
sharp.
rather
really.
be outside than inside. But it's
doesn't
going to
have
be
the
hard
pace.
to get across. Yeah.
Doesn't have the pace. Darkened Spirits. Now, box number 7. I spoke to Tony Tufo last night and he said, Jimmy, I would love 7 or 8.
Yeah, he does, but most probably doesn't want flying ability in 6. I think that's most probably the slight undoing. So.
Crashed, box number 3 for this star youngster. She's only very young, very, very, very inexperienced, but clearly a greyhound with a huge motor.
Yeah, go see the traders outside, mate. I'm pretty keen.
Really?
Yeah, Wonderful was what she needed. She's got 3. That's close enough for me.
Yeah, Simba's Girl in 4, but Crashed. Just
Pace.
took a little while to get going at Bendigo, and then once it did, boy oh boy, it let go.
Simba's Girl's got explosive speed. I reckon she held the track record at Terrelgan for a short period of time over the short. So
Got a ton of speed, locally trained by Graham Jones as well.
Would have been around Warragul plenty of times. Kanji War, box number 2. What do we make of Kanji War, prepared by Team Daly, who don't have many runners because with a lot of their greyhounds, they're bred, maybe not so now because they're doing their own breeding here in Victoria, but in the past, they've mainly trained for the wheelers from New South Wales, who are ineligible.
Yeah, I tell you, George Daly has done a phenomenal job with his breeding of late. He's been in some stellar form with these dogs, and it was a good win at Geelong. It won't deviate from the fence. It loves being up on the fence. So, yeah, there's some greyhounds drawn on the inside there that if the race goes to plan, I think the 3 wins. But the 4 could be a sneaky to lead them up.
I'm going with Simba's Girl.
Oh, yeah?
I reckon the pace, if she can cross and get away,
You
it's
shorten
okay.
it up first, and then I'll launch into Crash after.
The arrogance and the class. Look at him. Just shorten it up and you get a better price.
This is what it's all about, though.
I honestly reckon the pace is key. And I do think the 460 is the biggest concern there for mine, for Simba's Girl.
Yeah,
But
I think
if
the red was good for her at Shepparton, wasn't it? Drew her out, held her on,
yeah,
and
that's
she,
right.
and she ran 25-3, and that was good enough. But I reckon if you put Crash and get her on the arm around Shepparton, she's 25-0.
You'll be gambling responsibly, but you seem really keen on these draws so far. Really keen.
Yeah, well, they've come out the way I was hoping, on the runners that I liked in this couple of events. So there's a couple more throughout the night that I'm keen on, but the box draw is everything.
So you're definitely going Crashed?
I'm definitely Crashed, yeah.
You're Crashed?
Yeah, before Nath came in here, he said there was 2 greyhounds.
Yeah.
If they draw inside, they'll be awfully hard to beat. Ulysses and Crashed. Simba's Girl, does it crash down to the fence or does it hold a line? Because it's won a lot from out.
I think she
out
can
the
run
pink.
pretty straight.
She runs straight, yeah, straight.
And has a lot of speed to go forward and hopefully take the lead. Well, from the sprint, where the box draws are really important, up to the staying journey, where maybe not so. We're looking at the rookie distance final now over the 680 metres. I love staying racing. I reckon I actually posed the question on this podcast just recently, what distance people enjoy betting on most, and it was pretty overwhelming. They went 500 and 600.
Yep.
And a lot of punters are going against 700 metres because they're finding it hard to punt on in the sense that they can't get a speed map, or if they get a speed map, it's not necessarily the winning formula. We're in a 400 metre race. If you find the leader, you find the winner.
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
I think over the 680 here, a speed map's really crucial because you've got that real short run to the corner, and if you're posted wide, it's hard to get around where up the fence is often gone.
We've got mixed dozen for the Garlands, drawn box number 4 up first.
Yeah, it's been some good form.
Yeah, it's had enough staying events to season, and I think that's a big key in these races. Like a lot of them are 680 the first time. Mixed dozens had a few 600s to really take
and it's got a bit of pace as well.
Yep. Trevor's Gift, drawn box number 5, coming back off a bit of 500 metre form recently.
It's an honest type.
Didn't you like it at Sandown the other day?
I did, yeah. And was unlucky and hit the line too last Thursday night. So
can show pace.
Yeah, especially over this type of journey. Lakeview Lottie for the Lakeview team up there at Meetung, box number 3. I was chatting to one of the Lakeview Whelans only last night, and they were telling me that they own a cattle property up in Burke, I think it is, in country northern New South Wales, and I thought they meant where Burke and Wills went. You know, the old trail where they actually, I think they passed away there, Burke and Wills, the early explorers, and I'm thinking, gee, this is literally outback Australia, right? And I'm thinking, and she tells me that she had a 50,000 acre property up there, and I said, well, if you want to go to the movies, can't do that. It's like a 17-kilometre driveway. So that's the Whelans for you. They don't live there full time.
Is that where they train Lakeview Lottie?
No, I don't think so. She's from Meetung, but let's move on. No, box number 3 for her. Minister Mentor has drawn box number 8. He is an excitement machine. I almost made him run of the week last week when he won at the Meadows before going to Shepparton. Yep. Did you see that? 600 metres. Yeah. In a hopeless position, powers home and wins it.
Yeah, another son of Bernardo, absolutely flying, isn't he? He was really, really quick at Shep too. His splits weren't far off Hector Foley. He's only a couple lengths behind him up the back.
And had box 7.
Yeah,
so
and carved over.
He can show pace. Spirit World, box number 6. I reckon that little number 6 is the hardest number to see. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I do need to go to Specsavers. But box number 6, boys, Spirit World came from behind to win at Ballarat.
Yeah, it's actually stepping up in distance and handling it. When you think it was started off at 300 up the straight, now in a 680 rookie event, it's staying okay.
And this makes it easier for it.
Tiger Newley for the Purcells.
Yeah, a bit of a roughie last night. $51 got up. Pretty honest run. You know one thing, it'll run the trip.
Yeah. I was going to say, the Purcells, they prepare them to run, don't they? Run journey.
Yep.
And we've got the last 2. So Exploded has drawn the red. A little bit sliding doors moment again.
Yeah.
He was in a hopeless position, was not going to qualify last night.
Yeah.
Gets the last little chance to run them down and get to second, which he was able to do, and now he draws the red in the final with Wild Cash in box number 2.
Yeah. Well, it looked like he was winning last night until Tiger nearly nailed him on the line, but I think off the draw, he's almost...
Have a look at that. Exploded 1, Wild Cash 2, Lakeview Lottie 3. Minister Mentor, I reckon he would have preferred to draw inside.
Yeah, he carved over off the 7 at Shepparton in the heat, James. I think he's the leader, to be brutally honest. I think he'll cross, and Exploded would sit on his back. The 700 run that Exploded had at the Meadows 10 days ago topped it up perfectly for this final. He's drawn perfect.
He has drawn well, and he Exploded. Vince Tulio's got the Tulio family have got a massive opinion of him.
Yeah, but they've got massive numbers engaged in these finals tonight as owners. Yes. So credit to them.
Drawn box number 1, that's who I'm with, so we're all agreeing for once.
I'm Exploded.
We're getting along on the podcast,
These
are we?
inside draws are starting to really...
Yeah, they're bringing out the big guns.
To be honest though, last year on the grand final night, I felt like I tipped a heap of winners, and I reckon the way this Pink Diamond series is ran through heats, a lot of the time semis with the maidens, we're getting to see these dogs race each other, so the form's very easy to sit there and go, well, Exploded was a better run than Tiger Newley, even though he got beaten by that greyhound at the end.
Form's never easy, James.
No. Do you know the hardest part with the distance as well is that your first splits might be 16 seconds.
Yeah.
And a lot can happen in 16 seconds with a greyhound. Like, some greyhounds
That's why Bendigo's the best in having a 4-second split to the peg.
And greyhounds they can take 50 metres to warm up and hit their top gear. So especially your colour room later on, it takes a little bit to get going. Once it does, boy oh boy.
Well, I didn't realise we were doing infrastructure fixing issues on this podcast, but we can do whatever.
No, it's just data analysis.
Data analysis. Let's move on. Rookie sprinter final now. 460 metres. Again, another crack hot field, as every one of these Pink Diamond finals are. Got Attitude, Baby JC. This is literally elite. How is this a rookie sprinter?
Crackerjack Bull. I think they've all, some of these big guns have avoided the big 75 and thought they'll go in their age group, and they've all come against each other.
That's an extraordinary name, isn't it? List of names. Navarino's up first, box number 4.
This is one of my favourite greyhounds in the game. I've had a massive opinion of the dog for a long time. Doesn't always get it right, and
Likes to use a bit of the track.
yeah, does use a bit of the track. Thought he was a moral at Ballarat one day and got done, but on his day you can
he got the
blow
motor.
the clock apart.
Fabs Max Potato Boys, box number 7.
I shouldn't say a lucky winner, but he's won, 4 or 40 odd. Going to come up against some serious campaigners here. He'll be at the back. He likes wide. He'll wind up, but he's going to find it hard.
Drawn the right side. Then you've got That's Ivy's in box number 6. Now, she's a genuine front-running type.
Yeah, front-running type. Couldn't quite cross at Geelong. Tinker Norm decided to pester it. And, and then that's when Crackerjack Bull...
Winner 26
got
O's
him,
at
so-
Warragul the other week, though.
On a track that wasn't overly quick. Flip Your 50, drawn box number 8. He's just going to play for luck. He gets back and he storms home at the end.
He most probably wanted the fence, didn't he, and try to let the race unfold and get up the fence hard. He's a genuine 500-metre dog.
And up next, box number 5, the sticky middle draw for Crackerjack Bull. He's a mate of yours, Jordan Cooper. What do you think of that?
Oh, been fantastic dog for him. Him and RT are absolutely flying. His run on Friday night at Geelong was enormous, but he's going to have to do it from a middle pin draw again.
Trending Zari drawn the cherry. Not necessarily a pace dog over 460, I wouldn't have thought.
No, but it is the place to be for a dog like that. It'll grind away on the fence.
It won't move off that fence.
It won't leave the fence. So if the gap opens there, it'll be a big sniff.
And we've got Attitude drawn box number 3 for Robbie Bean. And yeah, this greyhound's a pretty serious type. Up and comer. And it's all about the breeders too. Let's not forget that with the Pink Diamond series. Trained by Jason Thompson, but Rob Bean owned, bred, reared the greyhound, and he is a nice
Repeat mating to Aussie Secret, yeah.
And it doesn't. We look. What do you think of that? Just quickly, we see Baby JC drawn box number 2, which is huge in itself. But I just want to chat about that repeat matings because I'm about to do some breeding again with a few of ours, and a lot of people say don't do it. But Tornado Tears, that line has just continued to produce stars off repeat matings, and Rob Bean's done the same.
Same thing. Why change something that's not broken? That was most probably Rob's theory then. It's the best litter he's ever had. Let's go again. Let's do everything the same again. And he's got another really good litter. So got Attitude, a major player, 25-18, led all the way at Shepparton, and box 3 is a good box for him.
We've got the draw too.
I think it comes down to the broody a lot as well. Some broodies could throw to a chicken.
Yeah.
Possibly. Let's take a look at that draw now with Baby JC, the final one to be drawn there, box number 2. What do we make of it? Baby JC, she's probably one of the genuine stars of the series. Navarino's drawn the middle, which maybe isn't too bad for him. And Crackerjack Bull in box number 5.
Crackerjack Bull will provide a bit of cover for Navarino. Got Attitude, could cart him into the race, and Trending Zari's got no speed off the draw. So I think Baby JC is probably the way I'd be looking at the moment, but I wouldn't write off Navarino.
I'm just going to pause, take a moment, and just have a look at the screen. When you go through them, Baby JC is so far above, no disrespect to the others, but in a rookie sprinter, what she's been able to do...
Her CV compared to them is
blows
phenomenal.
them away.
Yeah.
Blows them away.
But I'm telling you what, Got Attitude, Navarino, Crackerjack Bull are serious group dogs as well in their own right. So she's got there and done it before they have. But their time in the sun's still to come, and she'd need to do everything right, but the draw's going to help her get across the red initially.
Find the rail.
Yeah, she's just got to hold her spot with Got Attitude and Navarino matching motors. She could punch up and lead all the way.
Does Trending Zari being average beginner bring Got Attitude, Navarino, Crackerjack Bull into the race because Baby JC will take up that inside running straight away?
I reckon Got Attitude on the head-on at Shepparton moved to that outside lure. So box 3 is absolutely perfect for it from what I see. So she'll get cover there if he can hold the speed. And his sections the other day, 651, 1120 at Shepparton, and that's going to hold, in my opinion. You're going to be pretty hard to cross a dog running them sections. She's just got to hold the fence underneath him and be brave enough. She went to Warragul last week for a good look at under race conditions on a Tuesday night. So she knows the place quite well, and she's hard to beat.
I'm with the baby. I think she wins.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to go with Navarino, my boy.
From the rookie sprinter to the rookie short course, let's take a look at this one. Cheeky Wink, Max Damage, Pickstar, Nyali King, West Star Commander, Kruger Dawn, Scott Adversity, and Gun-Eye Bold, the 8. Stuart's about to start the box draw. Gun-Eye Bold is the key for you, isn't it, Nath?
It is, yeah.
And we've got Pickstar, Early Speed, box number 2.
Yeah, drawn well down near the fence, will be a player somewhat.
Yeah, major player for mine.
I reckon a promising type. A lot of early speed, draws okay near the rail. Box number 4 for Kruger Dawn. I reckon this one might just be, no disrespect, but a little bit slow through the marks against this type of opposition.
Wants to use plenty of the track too, James, so yeah.
And the Krugers are always really strong too.
Yeah.
So you would expect a strong finish. Niali King has drawn the red, which you shake your head.
Yeah, it's no good. He wants mid-track, so he's going to get up hard mid-track. I'm looking for Gunnar Bowl to draw real wide here and try to miss them all.
And we just spoke about how important where they draw is, and Niali King in one is an issue. Max Damage, box number 6, Mitch, a lot of pace.
Yep.
Trained by the Whelans, who have a property up near Burke.
Don't go down this. Don't go down this
Burke and
driveway
Wills.
again.
Gunnar Bowl, box number 5. 5A.
He'd have to hit his 820 that he can do with pretty grinding away at Ballarat, but he'll need to come out on skates.
He's the fastest dog in the race, just needs luck. Scott Adversity drawn box number 7.
I think it's a really good draw. I think the greyhound can really run. The runs at Shepparton have been good. May be able to miss some of that inside division, especially if Gunnar bowled half steps, it might be able to burn them off.
They've had a big opinion of Scott Adversity for a long time. Race number 3, West Star Commander. Promising youngster for Jeff Britton. Whenever the Brittons are in a race, you just have to give them a good chance, I think.
Yeah, he's a serious campaigner, isn't he? He's 25 O's next to his name.
Been around a long time too.
He just needs to miss the wide running red, and he's going to be very strong late.
We're seeing a few of these greyhounds who have been around a while racing in rookie races, so they're well placed. Cheeky Wink up last, box number 8. There's the draw. Gunai bowled 5, Niali King. Box number 1, not potentially the best draw for him, Mitch. I want a tip from you straight off the top. Give me something.
I'm going to go out wide. I'm going to go the 7. Scott Adversity just
really,
yeah,
you get a price.
Yeah, we'll get a price. I just think that the way the draw's gone, Niali King's going to push off. There's not a stack of speed through the middle there. West Star Commander goes okay. Kruger Dawn, Gunai Bold can miss the kick. If Max Damage can come out and cart the 7 into it, there might be some trouble.
I'm back in the Wizard.
Yeah, Johnny Barbara.
Johnny Barbara.
Yeah.
This dog's got serious speed. He's a free-for-all at Warragul. He'll get him out with skates this week, and if he does, they won't catch him.
It's not the best draw for him, but I think he's the best dog in the race, and if he gets that little bit of luck in running, which he will need, I think he's going to be hard to beat. The challenge sprinter now, 460 metres as we roll on, lads. Turn the paper over. I've just about lost the form for the next one because we've got so many Pink Diamond box draws to get through. Stromboli draws, we'll see where he draws in just a moment. He's the first greyhound that was tipped into the barrel. Up first, we've got Upside Down 22 Black, so Paul Searle's playing games with us, but it is 22 Black, and he's drawn box number 4, Mitch.
Yeah, drawn sticky-ish.
It was just okay, I reckon.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, Mr. Kicker wanted to whip around, so he's probably better drawn middle than what he was closer to the fence.
Tell you what, he's a wanted man, Mitchy. This phone has just been vibrating throughout the whole episode. It must be the better half, mate.
No, it's not just at work,
doing
mate.
the online shopping. A fair beauty, box number 1.
Just been going okay. It was good
only
to get in, but
box 1 aided its qualification, and it will help it here tonight.
Potluck, Chuck. Box number 6.
Yeah, another one. He worked around the leader in his heat at Bendigo, 28.47. Hasn't been to Warragul.
Takes a while to warm up.
I'm excited about one here. The draw still hasn't happened. By Georgie, box number 7. You've got comments for everything there.
Yeah,
You've done a lot of work. So what are you going to do?
No, he circled him quite well at Ballarat, 25.80, picking him up late. Locally trained Matt Clark. I don't think he'll be disappointed with wide.
What about Toby's Snag? It's an interesting name.
Except trying to say the box.
Box number 2.
Box 2. Drawn well down near the fence. Fair Beauty's not, I wouldn't say blistering, so can feature in the race, but I think the next few drawn out will be the key here.
Devontae, box
Yeah,
number 3.
he was good at Geelong, broke 26 seconds for a 275 ranking race is pretty good. He led all the way there. Stays a couple off the fence, so he's not badly.
Always drawn well, Stromboli.
Soda Mac has drawn the 5. He was my tip, but the 5 makes it a little bit harder for him because I would like to see him in this race begin on speed from an inside draw, but he's going to have to do it from 5, and Mitchie Stromboli's got the pink.
Yeah, where it wants to be. Stromboli, it's got a really good record off the wide draw. Del Klemke, he's got the dog flying at the moment, and I think it was a good win the other day off box 3. I think box 8, it'll just whip right round him.
Yeah, one off the red Warragul 4 or 5 runs ago for Dow, 26 O's. He needed to draw the red or the pink, ideally. He's come up with the pink. Not a great deal of speed in it. I can see him whipping around, and he's my on-top selection as well.
It's great. It's great for a young trainer too, Del Klemke.
Yeah, this is what we talked about. 275, 10 plus starts.
He worked for Danny Gibbons, worked for a few trainers, gone out on his own, had a crack.
Now he's in a group listed final worth 25k, and we wish him all the
absolutely
best.
sensational. Challenger short course up now, 400 metres for the sprinting greyhounds with the restricted. What would you call it? The restricted, what's the numbers?
300 plus, 10
300 plus.
Yeah, 10 plus start. So basically only a tiery to me. Like if you go through all of these dogs form, they're tier eligible. So going for 25 again, and that's good.
Isn't he?
Genuine good prize money, yeah. I'm not. As I said, I'm on the back up from Warragul last night, so I'm a little bit sleepy, but we're finding a way to get through all this excitement here. Let's begin the draw now for this one, the Challenger short course. Why Not Lila comes up with box number 6.
I reckon this greyhound always draws out wide,
Sticky.
5, 6 or 7.
She doesn't mind being a few off the fence, so she's got a bit of speed. She was a big winner at Ballarat in average time, but she makes the final.
I reckon the key for this is where Supinator draws. Up next, we've got Dr. Ronald in 5.
Well, he was good last night.
he was.
He was really
And
good.
time too, didn't he?
8:39, 22.64. Blew his Tier 3 ranking out of the water.
Yep.
I tell you what, if he begins and does what he did last night at Warragul, he'll be the one they got to beat,
Even from the draw?
even from the draw.
Okay. Pie Grange, box number 4.
Drawn okay, depends on if Dr. Ronald steps again. If Dr. Ronald steps, maybe in some strife Pie Grange, but is going okay.
What was reserved last night? Was that Pie Grange?
No, that was Why Not
Lila.
at
Sorry.
Ballarat. Yep.
You are the form man.
right.
No return. There's no return for me after that mistake. Box number 1 for
Got
no
some
return.
very good Warragul form, especially over third. He's run 25.7, but
Drawn out wide?
wide there for me too.
And so does Supinator. He wants off and he's drawn 3 for the
Yeah, he
Cats.
was pretty good at Bendigo. He pushed really hard off a middle pin draw, but yeah, I'm the same as you. Once wide.
He's got a serious motor though when he gets it right. Supinator.
and a good, really good chaser.
They make the race for the
The inside,
Inside,
dogs,
yeah.
I agree. Rio Reef has drawn box number 2. Well, he's going to get a good run.
Yep.
Underneath of
Led all the
Supinator.
way at Shepparton.
21.9.
21.88, yeah. 8.15 early, showed good speed.
If it
Another one
pings-
for Formosas.
pings and crosses the one.
yeah.
If it pings and crosses the one, they clear out for it.
Cool Militant has drawn box number 7 for the Caulfields.
Yeah,
From Caulfield bred.
24-24 the other day,
Been going
winning at Bendigo. It was a pretty good run. It was most probably took time on us there in them heats.
How does it go away from Bendigo?
That's a question.
I like this one, Mystery Chill.
Yeah.
Greyhound who's got a massive motor when everything goes right. Drawn box number 8 might suit in this race, especially if
think
they
so.
pack up a little bit from the middle.
Yeah, and especially if most probably Dr. Ronald begins, he might be able to whip around. That's what he did off the 6 at Shepparton. 8.29, 21.68, savaged the line, sat 2 or 3 wide, whipped around him, put him to the sword down the home straight.
Yep. Won't carve across.
No, won't carve across. Happy to sit out there. And we all know over the short course, wide draws are a bit of an advantage if you get a clean, unimpeded run. And I reckon he's my top tip in that, just off that box draw, Mystery Chill.
Shanks and Whistling the reserves. You're going Mystery Chill. I'm going Mystery Chill and
I'm with you.
You're with it as well.
Yeah. 21.60 at Shep.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Humming.
Especially
this-
if Dr. Ronald
for
can
this.
carve him into the
Yep.
race. I
And
think
those
if
wide
Dr.
runners
Ronald,
inside.
Dr. Ronald can lead, it'll be hard to catch, but Mystery Chill's the one that might get the beautiful run.
Well, it's time for the host of the show to do an analyser.
The analyzer.
What do you reckon about that, boys? What do you reckon? It wasn't
I
bad.
didn't, do you have to say the host of the show? You could have just said it's time for me to do time for me to do my analyser.
You've got to have a little bit of fun, don't you?
I know.
Mr. Bergen Wills. No, that's all right. Let's have a look at Hector Foley. This is my analyser for the staying race. Now, the reason I want to show him jumping from box number 6, he finds a little bit of trouble, right? But he works his way through and he eventually wins the race. Now, it's not so much just for this run I wanted to chat about Hector Foley, but it's about what he's done lately. He had a crack toward the Sandown Cup. He raced over 700 metres at Sandown, did not run the distance out at all. And I thought that might have flattened him, but they've been able to get him back to 500, build him back up, and he's showing that sprint that he can show. He's one of the best 600-metre greyhounds. We're going to pause it right here. It was very, very wet. We're just going to pause it on this home corner right there. There we go. Very, very wet at Shepparton, but he was still running time. The concern I have for Hector Foley, even though he's been up to Brisbane, raced over 600 metres, and he's come back and he's performed well and he's won, it's the last 100 metres. We saw that at Sandown over 7.15. He just did not run out the 7.15. We'll let the tape roll. Try and remember the final of this race, the staying race, is at Warragul, and it's 30 metres further than this 6.50 at Shepparton. If we go 30 metres over the line, Stella Girl's past him, gone straight past him and beaten him. So I think Hector Foley is worth taking on in the final of the stayers, because I think 680 is going to be too far for him.
Yeah, so do I. I think 680 at Warragul is a genuine hard 680. It's most probably a 700 around the Metropolitan Circuit. 650 at Shep, they've picked the right track for him. It's a high-speed track, and he was able to use that speed. But as you mentioned, Stella Girl pulled a lot of ground off, and the way I look at the race is, where does Stella Girl rate against some of these better...
Your colour rooms.
Yeah, the Your Colour Rooms and that. Now she's going to go around at $26, $31, $51, and as you mentioned, another 30 metres she picked up Hector there. Hector's got to be in the market because, you know, his form's unbelievable. He's a genuine freak over 600. But yeah, I'm with you, James. The last 50 metres, and especially like a dog like Your Colour Room, who can break 34 at Sandown as well, like Hector, is going to match motors. So he's not going to be able to string him out and clear along and highball. He's going to have some dogs putting some serious acid to him, and it's going to test his strength, to say the least.
I'll tell you what, I thought the analyser was comprehensive, and then Nathan's just given a little wrap post analyser, and that was extreme. screen was extraordinary.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's why he's here, mate. He's got all the data. He knows the greyhounds like the back of his hand. And
do you agree though? He won't run.
Oh, of course. He'll be cactus by the turn.
A bit like Peacock last night.
Yep. Yeah. He folded up badly, the old Peacock. But Hector Foley, I can't see him running top 4 or 5 based on the speed that's in the race. I reckon they'll just absolutely, if he leads, Untapped and a couple of other speed dogs get with him, yeah, he'll just capitulate.
You won't be able to go with him.
No.
The Pink Diamond carries prize money of $1.175 million as a whole. It's extraordinary. It's great for breeders, owners, trainers here in the great state of Victoria. Let's move on to the big ones now. We're starting with the Champion Short Course. These are worth $75,000 to the winner. The Sportsbet traders are going to frame a market on the back of these draws as well, and we'll be able to do a punters punting club. Beautiful. Maybe try and get on early, get a couple of dollars in the bank. That's what it's all about. Gamble responsibly. Up first, we've got Red Reactor in the Champion Short Course, drawn box number 2. What do we make of Red Reactor for the pals? Very good dog. Very good.
Very good. Most probably wants further than 400. So I reckon off the middle, like off an inside draw, he'd be able to come off the speed and certainly hit the line, and gives himself a chance to run into some certainly minor money at worst.
Compliance, only just coming back from a long layoff. Mitchie, drawn box number 7 here.
Very talented animal. The draw, I don't think it's too bad, but it depends where a couple of these...
Had that draw last night, didn't he? 22.44 was his own time against Action Gal. It's just a matter of...
Depends who draws around him, I reckon.
If he can match it with the high speed runners.
Boo Billy now in the care of, I've mentioned them a few times tonight, the Mackies in his flying, isn't he? Up at Bendigo. He's going super.
Strong at Bendigo though, 12.30 on the run home.
23.64.
23.6.
So back to 400, maybe no good?
That's what I'm thinking off a middle pin draw.
I love reading between the lines. We've got Matt box number 8.
I reckon he's drawn box 8 half the starts in his career.
And he wants the fence.
He does want the fence, but he's one of those greyhounds. He has the speed here to cross, compliance. He's not a blistering beginner. Matt's Hope could carve him up here.
Wow. How's that? Box number 6.
We'll look to push up the track a little bit. It's a greyhound that doesn't really crunch down, so depends how it steps. It's a very hit or miss beginner, this dog. Yeah.
You didn't enjoy my humour there, Mitchie?
No, I did, but I'm still scarred from the old
Box 4, Action Girl. As I say, you'll never know what you're going to learn on this podcast. I'm not sure it was very educational, but I did my best. Box 4, Action Girl. I think draws don't matter with her because she is so quick early.
Last night, she's
so quick early.
And especially now Silver Brute's got the 3.
Wow.
Makes the race forward, I would have thought.
Yep. Gary Peach. Yep. He's a lover of Pink Diamond racing. Won last year.
They drew next to each other last night, didn't they? Most probably the right way, and I reckon again here.
Yep.
We saw that in the intro. Silver Brute winning last year's Pink Diamond. So it'd be an amazing effort to do it again. General Winston's come up with box number 1 for Dave Gill, and he is flying 2 off the inside. He's racing really well.
Yeah, it does like the inside. It was a good winner at Shep. Got to go up in class again here, though, with some high-speed dogs on its outside, putting some pressure to it. Yeah. But you can never put a line through D. Gill in any group race.
Soul Taker, Dr. Angelo reserves. What do we make of that draw, boys? Mitchie, what do you make?
Action
Girl.
Action Girl and Matt's Hope, I would have thought, for me.
You go against Silver Brute?
I think Action Girl is probably the way I'd be leaning, but if they bunch up through the inside, a bit of speed there, and I think Wow How's that probably holds the key to the race. If it steps, Matt's Hope doesn't have the easy cross, and then Action Girl just carves them up.
Action Girl on the arm and off and gone.
Yep. So you reckon Gary Peach will win last year with Silver Brute?
Yep.
And now Action Girl this year?
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be a great breeding, training, rearing effort from Gary Peach. He's a great man too. Sportsbet traders will be out the back working feverishly to get this market up so we can pull it apart in just a moment. Who would you have favourite quickly?
Oh, definitely Action Girl.
Yep. You agree?
Second favourite?
Well, what price are you giving?
Silver Brute?
What price, Silver Brute?
Silver Brute most probably somewhere around the $384. Action Girl most probably around the $250.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, you're going to get some value for Matt's Hope then.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We'll get that draw. We'll get the odds in just a moment from the team here at sportsbet.com.au. But let's move on. Champion distance over these 680 metres, and a greyhound that I've been really excited about. I may have watched one of these dogs trial at Warragul recently, your colour room, and he set the track alight. So I'm quite bullish on his chances, especially if he can draw the right box. And his heat win was out of this world at Bendigo the other day. And up first, we've got Untapped.
I was going to say...
will it be the fairy tale? Box number 5, Mitchie, for her.
Yeah, it depends where a couple of these other speedy beginners draw. She's going to have to really show a clean set of heels, but you might have Untapped on top.
Not too sure. This is huge, this draw. Even though it's a staying race, I think the box draw's huge. Hummock drawn box number 7.
Perfect.
Yeah. You like that?
Around? Yeah. got to be out wide for Hummock. He's going to keep circling him. He needs to most probably just get in that pack behind the couple of tearaway leaders and try to come over the top of them late.
Osprey Athena, myself and Nathan Rooney said on this podcast that we do not think she will be a good stayer or run it out strongly.
We didn't think at the Sandown Cup she was...
But she did.
Yeah, and her Geelong run against Moraine Susie, who got to her pretty quick, she grinded away and she's certainly proving us wrong.
Well, we saw Stella Girl take a lot of ground off Hector Foley, and now she's come up with box number 1 here in the champion distance.
Yeah, well, she get a chance. She's going to be behind speed. She's just got to be brave enough to hold that spot initially with the pace going on. But off an inside draw, she's a chance.
Going to have to shift off the fence, though, at some point, you would have thought, with a couple of those
but I think
speedy
they will string out here.
Yeah.
Good job for Clint Capuano too in the final. Moraine Susie, I don't think draws really matter with her because she's the old trademark stayer, isn't she? Get back and just fly home.
Yeah, she didn't have any luck at Sandown in the Sandown Cup. We were pretty bullish she could get that run. She might be able to get that run here.
Pace runner.
Leader.
Yeah, Sunnyside Zeus got a lot of early speed. Will be making its own luck for Maddie Clark.
There's some speed in the middle there, isn't there? Wait till Hector Foley draws.
Let's see. We've got Your Colour Room and Hector Foley, and Hector Foley's come up with 6.
Yep, same as what he had at Shep. So
makes it hard for him.
Yeah, it does. Makes it hard for Untapped too, because Hector wants to get down.
There's a couple of dogs that really stand out right now after this.
Your Colour Room, drawn box number 4 with pace on his outside.
Yeah, but hanging is Untapped. She's not going to come. She's not going to come down on top of
And
you.
to be honest, Sunnyside Zeus under Your Colour Room's probably a good thing.
Yeah. That'll be his pilot if he can get on the back, and then if he can most probably get Sunnyside Zeus's back through the corner, Hector Foley and Untap are the ones working around. It might get that behind leader's back, 3 back the pegs, James, and grind away as Hector's getting a bit tired.
Yeah, there's only 3 winners in that for me.
Who are they?
Moraine Susie, Your Colour Room, and Hummock.
You like Hummock?
Based on the draw.
Give me the price. Who's favourite? Go.
Your Colour Room just over Moraine Susie.
Your Colour Room over Moraine Susie, okay. Yeah, I'm Your Colour Room favourite.
Over Hector Foley.
Over Untapped.
Over Untapped? Off the draw?
Off the draw.
That surprises me. I can't wait to see what the guys at Sportsbet, the guys and gals, do with this market. Let's move on now to the big one, the Champion Sprinter. One of the biggest ones, I think, if not the biggest, for the 460-metre sprinters. We see a lot of these greyhounds go around in country cups throughout the year, and then now they have a crack, a throw at the stumps at the Pink Diamond Champion Sprinter. Let's see who is going to draw where. I reckon this is so important for this one. You've got pace, you've got strength, you've got Transponder, who loves a bit of room.
I was hoping that was Rejuvenate.
Transponder in pink. I like him there.
Perfect.
I like him.
29-7 at the Meadows. A couple of runs ago. Massive effort
race,
yesterday
though.
at Bendigo. Perfect draw for him. Gives him his chance. Another one for the Tulios.
Sorry to cut you off, but it is a hot race. I'm just going through the names here. River Rough has drawn box number 5. Was ran down on the line by Rejuvenate last night.
Yeah, showed some good splits, and Rejuvenate just nailed it. And
Just unlucky.
Yeah,
you go home and go
much more.
650, 1120, 2560 and got run down. So be it. Like he couldn't.
Fire Hose, box number 2, was a good run.
That'll
Good run
suit him.
last time
Yeah,
too.
he's been crying out for the fence and he gets it. And he was a pretty good winner off an inside draw at Warragul a few runs back before he entered
qualified
the
for a cup heat off
Shepparton.
box 2.
I want to see Mitchie's reaction here.
Rejuvenate box 2. Yeah, it's good because in my opinion, if Fire Hose didn't draw box 2, Rejuvenate is in a big pickle based on box 3. But Fire Hose will cut down to the fence, and that makes it, I reckon,
even
better again. Unless Kalinda will just hold enough of a line for Rejuvenate. But I'd love box 8 for Rejuvenate.
Yeah.
And so with Unleashed Kalinda too.
We all would, yes.
It's actually funny though, because in a race like this, you think box 1 would be the place to be, but a lot of these
One wide,
want the
There's
outside. Not
another
so
one.
much that they're wide runners, but they want a bit of room. Shimmer Shadow, another one, drawn box 7.
Yeah.
It rattled home at Ballarat.
Yeah.
Huge motor.
Yeah.
Huge motor. So
Very-
we've got
very
Fire
good
Hose
motor.
2, Rejuvenate 3, Unleashed Kalinda 4, River Rough in 5. And now Paddy wants Pats off the plum. He deserves this.
He does deserve it. I just don't think he can. He's got the draw to win the race, but I don't know if he can hold out Rejuvenate. And
Is he going well enough?
And
6 months ago before his injuries, yes.
25-15.
Yeah, 25-15, 653 early, but he held his line out wide. There was a bit of scrimmage and he got the fly.
I called him though recently at Sandown, and I reckon he went 498 or something early. So
he's still got it. He's still
He
as
does
good as
that.
He can. It's just if he's racing, it's the same.
Money owes. The final greyhound drawn for the Pink
Talented.
Diamond box draw here at the Sportsbet Studios in Melbourne, box number 6. But
Could get a good run, Money Hose. And it's
He's hard to follow, isn't he?
it's a talented animal. Boy, oh boy. Has a lot of talent, but that's a great box draw.
That's a good final. That's a good final.
I honestly don't know who to tip. That is the hardest of all of the finals. I might I might just have a little play on Transponder, hoping that he gets the dream run, the field sort of pack up a little bit near the inside with a few of those greyhounds trying to get off, Unleash Kalinda, Rejuvenate as well, and yeah, Transponder can go bang. I was taken by his win at the Meadows the other day, but I'm not sure 460 is going, Mitchie. Who do you like off that? It's a tough one, I know that.
I'd be with Rejuvenate. I just think Unleash Kalinda, if steps, will hold enough of the outside division off, and
I reckon.
I think the greyhound's got a big motor.
If Rejuvenate was in box 11, he was still going to tip him.
Oh yeah, so would I.
You love it? Fanboy?
The white
No, it's not.
He could have went
it's
around
not
the
a matter
harness
of-
track and I'd be even more
It's not a matter of fanboy or anything like that. The run at Geelong was scary, like off the charts.
You reckon he's trying to get brownie points up for?
No, definitely not.
Just
For
trying
the
to get back in the
NS,
kennel.
yeah, that's
trying to
right.
get back in the
Definitely
kennel.
not. I actually remembered when this thing debuted at Shepparton.
Oh, he's
and-
fast.
He's a freak. He's a
Yeah,
freak.
but I tell you what, you couldn't not like him after yesterday's run. Goodness
He
me.
had wide though. That was his advantage, and he wanted. He
Got
found
25, he went, what did he go, 25 60 coming from...
Found a lot of trouble though,
Yeah.
and he had 2 dogs on his outside.
Well, there we go, boys. 12 draws for the Pink Diamonds. A heap of winners. I know you're all
12
over them. Team out the back are going to produce the odds just after the break in just a moment for the 3 big finals. When there's 12 grand finals of Pink Diamond races, we'll be getting the odds for 3 of them right here live on the show in just a moment. But for now, we say farewell to the GRV stewards who have done a wonderful job spinning the barrel, picking out the numbers. It's been absolutely magnificent. Let's get to a break. Plenty more to come, including the 3 races, the big ones, the odds, and the Punters Punting Club, which I can't wait for. Welcome back to the Green Light On Premier Racing Podcast. We are in the home straight now, heading toward the finishing line. It's been a massive edition. The box draws are done. The team at Sportsbet have put together odds, and those odds we now have right here, Mitchie. Starting with the first of the features, the champion short course over the 400 metres. Ripper Field, Silver Brood, Action Girl, the Kennel Mates, having a bit of a punch on for favouritism early.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Box 1, General Winston, $18. Red Reactor, box 2 at 9s. Silver Brute, box 3, $2.50. It is your favourite. Just over Action Girl next door, box 4, $2.70. Boo Boo Billy at $16. Bit of value there. Wow, how's that? The outsider of the field at $81 out of box 6. Compliance off box 7, $7. And Matt's Hope at $6.50 off the pink. Your reserves, Soul Taker and Dr. Angelo, $26.
Odds correct at 12 p.m. on the 10th of June when we record this this podcast. You were keen on Action Girl. Are you still keen on Action Girl at that price?
Yep, great price.
And Nath?
Yeah,
also known
very
as
keen,
Burke
I
and
think.
Wills or
Yeah,
Burke?
or Burke. Yeah, no, I reckon
What do
they'll
you
flip in the market. I reckon Action Girl will start favourite.
Really?
I'm with her, and I think, she deserves her favouritism.
I'm going with Silver Brute still. I think he's just going to do what he did last year. What about the next one, the champion distance for the stayers? There's value here, Mitchie,
Yeah, there
in the
is.
shape of your colour room.
Yeah, you're spot on, mate. At the top, Stella Girl, $4.60, box 1. Box 2, Moraine Susie, $4.60 also. Box 3, Sunnyside Zeus, probably a leader at $26 for your colour room, $6.50. There is value there. Box 5, Untapped at $4.80. Your favourite, box 6, Hector Foley, $3.50. Hummock, box 7 at $13. And Osprey Athena at $10 off the pink. Jackpot Joan, $12. And Triumph, $10 are your reserves.
It's the wrong price, isn't it, your colour room?
Oh, I thought he would have been favourite.
Yeah, each way value all day. There you go, colour room. I think there's a few that'll certainly get the drift in the market that are very short in my opinion, but he's certainly the one representing value.
I think he is the genuine up-and-coming star of staying racing. That's how good he could be, your colour room. What about the champion sprinter? The Speed Machines go head-to-head here, Rejuvenate 190. I reckon that's unders, Mitchie.
Oh, I definitely think it's under. I think you asked me earlier and I said about $3.50 I thought you'd get. We'll start at the top. Paddy Wants Pats off box 1, $9.50. Fire Hose box 2, $11. Box 3, Rejuvenate is your favourite, $1.90. Box 4, Unleash Kalinda, $3.30. He's knocking on the door to win one of these. Box 5, River Rough, $81. Money O's at $101. There's some, I think there's a little bit of value there, especially at the place. Box 7, Shimmer Shadow, $8. And box 8, Transponder at $7.50. Bell Violin, $41. Django Maskeel, $51.
I'm a little surprised the 5 and 6 are bigger odds than the reserves because
Yes.
I think they would beat them too, Nath. But who would you be tipping? You're obviously a bit keen on Rejuvenate, but 190, I reckon you almost look somewhere else.
Yeah, I would have taken 190, box 6, 7, 8. I don't want to get anywhere near that off the fence. Transponder each way, $7.50 is my play in the race. I think he would get a clear, unimpeded run down the outside, and he might be certainly representing value at that price.
He's another greyhound on the up, I think, too, Transponder, which could be the key. Mitch, your tip here?
I reckon you'll get $2.50 upon the jump of Rejuvenate. I don't think many will be keen to take the $1.90. I reckon Money O's at 101s, and I reckon you'll get $10 a place is overs. The way the race seems like a good shape up.
Punters Punting Club.
We've sort of given away our card a little bit, haven't we, with our tips in those races. But the Punters Punting Club is all about trying to make some money. We've got a pretend $50 spent. I'm going to kick it off, boys. I think your kind of room is a crazy price. A little bit down in confidence because I got a parking ticket on the way here to the Sportsbet studios this morning, or whilst we were here. So my confidence levels are down. I've just got to be a little bit cautious. So I'm $25 each way on your colour room. Gamble responsibly, of course. But I am pretty keen. Burke?
Yeah, I'm pretty keen Action Girl. I think the 270 on offer now, take that. She'll start 220, 230 on jump. I reckon she leads all the way in the short courser.
And I reckon my mate Mitchie, also known as Wills, fairly confident on a few here.
I am. I'm going to have a multi. I'm going to have Action Girl.
We're not going to have
Not going to have a multi, but we're going to treat it like a multi.
Are we?
We are. We're going to have our $50 on Action Girl. Action Girl goes out and hopefully wins. We'll take the $50 out that we started with, and we'll have the remainder on your colour room to win.
Going to be a ripping night, boys. Thanks so much for joining me here in the studio and getting through all of those box draws and hopefully tipping a few winners. I reckon you've got a few. I just want quickly, look, this wasn't in the rundown. I'm going to go a bit rogue here, which I've done once or twice in the show. Your best bet for all of the finals. I reckon you'd be pretty keen on Aston Ulysses.
I'm pretty keen Crashed in the Pink Diamond for the girls. I reckon box 3. I don't know what price they're going to bet her, but I reckon she's a serious up-and-comer. I reckon she's drawn close to the fence and she's the one that I want to back on the night.
Mitchie?
Stromboli off the pink.
Well, there we go. On that note, that wraps up a huge Green Light on Premier Racing podcast edition. Don't forget the finals of the Pink Diamond, 12 of them, June
16.
June 16. Don't miss a thing. We'll see you next time. Safe travelling and happy punting.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.